Wednesday edition of Chasing That Paper, presented by VegasInsider.com, coming off a nice 3-0 day yesterday. So we're going to try to bring that same energy into today's program, where my co-host, yes sir, will be none other than Devin Walker in his traditional Wednesday spot here on Chasing That Paper. Devin's going to be breaking down his favorite college football plays of the weekend. There he is, and Devin, let's see it. There we go.
Since we're flexing.
I love it. So, Devin, it's been brought to my attention something very interesting here. My sister-in-law is a big fan of your show, The Challenge, on MTV. Not only is she a fan of the show, but she is a fan of yours. So, do you have a message you would like to relay to one of your fans, my sister-in-law?
Absolutely. What's her name?
Her name is Angelina.
Angelina. I need all the fans I can get, okay? Pretty polarizing character on there. So thanks for liking me. And in return, I am now a fan of yours. So I wish you all the best. And I don't want to let any cats out of the bag too early here, but I would keep your attention in the challenge universe. There may be an announcement coming soon at some point. And again, thank you, Angelina. I appreciate you.
There you go. Devin charges like $1,000 on Cameo for those type of messages, and I just got one for free. So get me in the good graces of my sister-in-law there. So pretty big show today. A bunch of college football, a bunch of Major League Baseball. We're going to be talking a little bit of NFL. Of course, we got your best bets, picks from the CTP crew. You guys give us a couple winners there yesterday. So we're going to do things a little bit different here today. We're going to let Devin hit lead off with his two favorite sides for college football. We're going to come back to me with my three favorite pitcher props for the day, and then we're going to come right back around Devin for a parlay that he likes here this weekend. So, Devin, let's get right into the action here. Too much small talk off the top of the program. What are you looking at for sides in college football this weekend?
Listen, it's no secret that everybody got absolutely hammered last weekend, okay? Alabama, full choke job, still in contention for a natty because they squeaked that one out, but we got to get back on the right track, right? And in order to do that, I'm going to deliver an absolute lock, okay? This is a game I've had on my calendar now since the end of last week. It's going to be absolutely electric, high-powered offense here in Georgia Southern, getting 11.5 points against UAB. Little known fact here, the offensive coordinator of Georgia Southern, ex-UAB quarterback. Little insider trading info there. Interested to see how that one plays out. Eagles are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games. They passed the eye test and they're averaging 52 points per game. And we know how I feel about this stat. 7 yards per play. I am absolutely stoked to be firing on Georgia Southern. It's a guarantee. Take the ticket to the cash counter. This is the equivalent of my USC bet from last episode, and that one smacked. It was the only one that did, but this is my bet of the week. Give me Georgia Southern plus 11.5.
Absolutely, a sexy offense is a pretty big underdog there. I think they should be able to keep that one close. Okay, what do you got for us next?
Well, this is another game that is going to be, I think, pretty polarized in the betting world. But for me, it is an absolute no-brainer. We have got Penn State and Auburn, and I'm laying the points in taking the Nittany Lions. Give me Penn State -3. TJ Finley, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions in his last 2 games. Auburn is struggling offensively. Sean Clifford, on the other hand, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception in his last 2 games. Penn State 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games during September. This one, for me, all signs point to the Lions. It's going to be, I don't think, close. This is another one of those double-digit predictions from your boy here. I know I give them often, but I'm really feeling Penn State here. Auburn just does not have the juice. I do not believe in TJ Finley. I do not believe in the Auburn offense, and they're going to need to score in waves if they want to keep up with this Penn State ground and air attack. So give me Penn State, laying the points, -3, and I love it.
Right, there you have it. So from the college football field to the Major League Baseball diamond, 3-0 yesterday. Going to try to replicate that success on today's program, where we will take a trip to Prop City, and we're going to start things off with this big Reds-Pirates game that everybody is talking about. This one starts in just a couple of hours. I will be taking the afternoon off to watch this game. The keg is on the way for this game. For this pick, we will target Pirates starter Ronzi Contreras and his walk total sitting there at 1.5. This looks like an absolute steal at plus 110 for the over. He's had 2 or more walks in 10 of his last 12 starts. The Reds, somewhat surprisingly, showing great discipline at the plate. Over the last 2 weeks, they have the 6th highest walk percentage in all of baseball versus right-handed pitching. Quite simply, this man cannot be trusted. Next up, we got the Giants. We got the Braves getting after it, and I have got Charlie Morton to go over his strikeout total of 6.5. Once again, sitting there at plus money, plus 105. So he has topped this number in 5 of his last 7 games. This includes games with 11 and 12 strikeouts. Speaking of double-digit strikeout totals, he absolutely eviscerated the Giants back in June. 11 strikeouts in that game. San Francisco, how convenient is this? San Francisco has the highest strikeout percentage versus right-handed pitching over the last month. Give me more than over 6.5 at plus money. And we're going to wrap things up with the bet that everybody is here for. Stunning Dane Dunning out on the mound in Oakland, taking on the A's here. I'm going to take him to go over his walk total of 1.5 minus 115. Yes, indeed, chasing that paper. You're home for stunning Dane Dunning walk prop. So check this out. This guy is a walk machine. 2 or more walks in 8 of his last 10 starts. 7 separate starts with at least 3 walks. He's faced Oakland twice this season. 3 walks in each of those games. This man has serious control issues. Check this out. He has the 2nd highest walk percentage in all of Major League Baseball for starters with at least 140 innings pitched. That's a pretty big sample size at 51 different pitchers. So we'll take stunning Dane Dunning to go over 1.5 walks. We'll bring it right back around to Devin here. Bring it home for us, Devin. Your favorite parlay for college football this weekend.
Well, it's going to be hard to top the natural ED cure that is a afternoon MLB over walks prop, but I think I can do it with a 2-team parlay. This is my first 2-teamer of chasing that paper, and it's going to absolutely slap. All right, so you're going to want to go ahead and get your pen, get your paper, all right, or your bet slip, or wherever you want to gather this information, because I am guaranteeing this play. We are calling it the Fade the Public Parlay. And although I am rooting for most of you most of the time, right now I'm fading your action because the numbers are too high. Who are we talking about, Devin? Well, let me explain that to you right now. We are talking about Syracuse, plus 1.5, Indiana, minus 6.5. 97% of the money is on Purdue money line. 88% of the money on Western Kentucky at plus 6.5. Syracuse 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 home games, 12-4 in the last 16 games overall, and Western Kentucky struggles in the Big Ten, 2-5-1 against teams in the Big Ten. All of these signs point to a Fade the Public parlay that is sure to cash at plus 227. Give me Syracuse, give me Indiana, and give me a ticket to the cash counter, baby. Let's go.
There you have it. So from the asshole parlay yesterday to the Fade the Public parlay today, and the greasy money line parlay will be back on Friday. So chasing that paper, you're home for themed parlay picks. So that's 6 total bets from myself and Devin. If you're looking for a place to place any of these bets or maybe even fade them, hey, the choice quite simply is yours. You're a responsible adult, right? I might have a sports book for you. Let me tell you about our friends over at BetMGM. Kick off the new pro football season with the king of sportsbooks. Sign up with BetMGM using bonus code VIBONUS. And your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. That's VI bonus, all one word, no spaces. And your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions.
Must be 21 years or older to wager. Offer is for new customers only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credits. Free bets expire 7 days from insurance. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado, D.C., Kansas, Louisiana, Nevada, Wyoming, or Virginia, 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan, 1-800-GAMBLER in Indiana, Maryland, New Jersey, or West Virginia, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Call or text Tennessee Redline at 800-889-9789 in Tennessee, or call 1-888-777-9696 in Mississippi. In Ontario, if you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. Sports betting is void in Georgia, Hawaii, Ohio, and Utah, and other states where prohibited. Promotional offers not available in Nevada. BetMGM, the king of sports books.
Joe, you really turned up the dial there on that read. Woo. Doing your best twist impersonation.
I actually get paid by the word here, Devin. I get paid by the word. So if I do them quickly, it gets me out of here quicker too. So it's work smart, not hard.
That was right? Electric.
So, whew! BetMGM. Okay, so time to take a look at or time to discuss our topic of the day here, Devin. So we saw quite a few contenders lose in week one, some pretty decent sized upsets, I think we could say. So which contender who lost in week one of the NFL season should we be most concerned about? I think the candidates here would include the Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Titans, Packers, and Broncos. We won't include the Cowboys for obvious reasons. Their season is completely over. So, Devin, out of those teams, who are you concerned about?
I mean, this one's a coin flip for me. Two animal mascots that just do not seem to have it this season. I'm talking about the Rams and the Broncos. The Rams getting absolutely embarrassed by the Wills in week one. I believe that will be a common theme against the Bills, but the Rams nonetheless, no Von Miller, no Odell. It seemed to give glaring holes on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. I don't think the Rams have the horsepower to get it done this season. And speaking of horses, the Broncos absolutely stink. It took Russell Wilson a quarter and a half to throw the ball to a wide receiver. Russell, what are you doing? I drafted you on my fantasy team, as well as Jerry Jeudy and as well as Williams. So it sucks for me that the Broncos suck, but they do. There's no two ways about it. And both of those teams, I think, are going to struggle to make the playoffs. So obviously, I won't be betting on them much longer, but we'll see if either one of them can turn around. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm on board with you with the Denver Broncos there. I kind of had questions about Nathaniel Hackett coming into the season. I always think it's suspicious when you have like an offensive coordinator that works with like an Aaron Rodgers type and he comes over to be a head coach. How good is this guy really? You know, he built his reputation off the back of Aaron Rodgers. Then we saw that complete and total debacle at the end of the game. So who knows, maybe some trust issues developing quite early there for the Denver Broncos. And Russell Wilson coming from a team where they had trust issues before with the head coach. So if you're going to pay the guy $250 million, let him win or lose the game for you. And I will also say about that division, the AFC West, every single game, every single win or loss will count in that division. It's going to be tight. You can't be losing games outright as a 6.5-point favorite versus a team like the Seattle Seahawks, who are expected to be one of the worst teams in the league. But I also have concerns about the San Francisco 49ers for a very obvious reason. Trey Lance. They gave up a lot of capital, a lot of draft picks to trade up and get this guy. First-round picks in 2022, 2023, and a third-round pick in 2022. And the returns so far aren't very good. If Trey Lance doesn't turn around, people are going to get fired. You got to can John Lynch if the Trey Lance experiment doesn't work out. They picked this guy to be Patrick Mahomes. We're not even seeing shades of that right now. And the 49ers, we got to keep in mind, Kyle Shanahan's been the coach for 5 full seasons for that team. 3 of those were losing seasons. Things can really fall apart quickly in the NFL. So this team really has to pick it up here on Sunday. So what do you think, Devin? Trey Lance, are we going to see Jimmy Garoppolo filling in at any point this season?
No, that ship has sailed. They're gonna let Trey Lance quarterback this football team, pun intended, I guess there, or maybe it isn't one. I'm not sure. Either way, Trey Lance is the guy there. I think personally that he's just got to settle in a little bit more. I can see that offense really starting to take off here. I'm more concerned with the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers. It just seemed to me like they have regressed a little bit. So obviously the learning curve for a new quarterback in this league is going to be extensive. We've seen that happen. He's not going to walk in here and be Patrick Mahomes right off the rip. That's an anomaly, right? But he does have the skill set. He's a dual threat quarterback. I believe Trey Lance will be all right. The 49ers I'm not super concerned about, but you rose some good points. It's a make or break season for that entire franchise, because if he isn't good, people are getting fired. So a lot of pressure there. We'll see if pressure can make diamonds or if they'll shit their pants.
Yeah, it's still too early to say. I'm a big proponent of we don't give young quarterbacks in this league enough time to develop, but a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Lance with that Jimmy G breathing down his neck. Okay, so if you love what we do here at Vegas Insider, you're going to want to check out our brand new Vegas Insider app. We've got up-to-date, easy-to-navigate odds for every major sport. We have all our latest shows, best bet videos, and podcasts, props, trends, futures, news, all on the Vegas Insider app. Download the Vegas Insider app right now on Apple and Android. Bet better with the Vegas Insider app. So, Devin, I'm going to tell you right now about what I think is one of my best ideas ever. I have a lot of good ideas, and this is my idea to remove kicking entirely from the sport of football. This is a major flaw with the sport, Devin, that we have kicking the sport. Why are we letting these guys make and break games? Why are kickers deciding games? So here's what I would do to remove kicking from the NFL. Instead of a kickoff, teams just start with the ball on their 30-yard line. We barely see kickoff returns anymore due to the rule changes. They're a waste of time. This would actually speed up the games a little bit. Instead of punting, if the offense can't get across the 50, the opponent gets it on the 50. If they can't score inside the 50, it's simply a turnover on downs. And instead of the extra point, which are stupid, I got completely burned by one, Cincinnati Bengals, the other day there. Instead of the extra point, they just run it or throw it in for a conversion. So what do you think of my idea to eliminate kicking entirely from the sport of football?
Hot take alert. I'm a fan of those, but it is one. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But I will say this. There's going to be the Pat McAfees of the world out there that hate this take. And without kicking, do we get Adam Vinatieri? No. Do we get Sebastian Janikowski? No. Those are my guys, all right? We got to have them in there. Big personality guys, these kickers are. I'd like them to be better. But we also saw in this Cincinnati game the importance of a long snapper. What about all those guys? What about all those try-hard long snappers that would just be out a job? Come on, we got to think about them too here, Joe. So although I do respect the hot take, keep kicking in the game for me. Tally one on the side of kicking.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put people out on the unemployment line, Devin. It's just crazy to me that these guys are on.
It's not what we do.
Literally seconds of a 60-minute game, right? And it's not going to happen in the NFL. I'm not thinking that the NFL would pick this up, but why not a league like the XFL or the USFL, one of these leagues that's trying to get off the ground? And that's been an incredible failure in American sport, the secondary pro football league. You got to do something different here, guys. Take kicking out of the game. It would speed them up. Okay, it is on to our viewer pick segment of the program. Picks from the CTP crew. We hit a couple winners yesterday. Let's try to do it again. We will ask producer Tito to bring up the first one here. Oh, my guy Greg. I recognize Greg here from Twitter. I've seen that avatar before. Ronzi Contreras. Hey, this is your home for Ronzi Contreras afternoon baseball props. He's taking them to go under 2.5 earned runs. Cincinnati has scored 4 runs in the first 3 games of the series, and they're hitting 163 in those games against a Pittsburgh team with a 4.62 ERA and a 2.52 average, I guess. Contreras has allowed more than 200 runs 3 times in his last 10 games. Hey, there is no other betting show out there, Devin, giving out 2 separate props for Ronzi Contreras for the big Pirates-Reds game. What do you make of that?
I mean, this is a first. You got me speechless. I don't even know who Ronzi Contreras is. Right? What are we taking him over walks and under runs? I mean, we're really trying to thread the needle here. It's gonna be an interesting afternoon.
Might have to check out his strikeout prop and innings-ish prop for Contreras too. Okay, Captain Axe's locks. Check this guy out. Real football, damn it. How about some European football? Real football. Ooh. He's doing a PSG, Man City, and Chelsea moneyline parlay, it looks like, minus 120. Champions League action with all these teams playing at home besides PSG. All are playing inferior opponents besides possibly Man City facing Dortmund. Chelsea is currently last in their pool. Must win for them. Devin, what's your outlook
a lot of
for
caveats
PSG
here
this season?
I feel like this paragraph is all just a bunch of points as why you should not place this parlay. But, by rule of this, Captain Axe, you got me. I'm in.
Yeah, that's in the greasy money line parlay category at the minus 120 odds there. Tito wants to show Ronzi Contreras again. Producer Tito, a couple of bong hits before the program today.
Ronzi.
Okay, we got something for the NFL here from Vista Vegas. He's on the Commanders money line. Okay, interesting one here. So the line opened at -1 for Detroit. Vegas barely has them favored, even though Detroit has solid home field, meaning they need more money coming in on the lines. Public money all over the lines, but I doubt the line gets above -2.5. Great spot for plus money on Washington to get ahead in the division. Yeah, I'm not playing the side in that one, Devin, the Lions and Commanders game, but the Lions made that game versus the Eagles look a lot closer than it actually was. If you see the final score, you'd say, oh, wow, the Lions only lost by 3. They covered the spread, but not very close. Meanwhile, your guy, Carson Wentz, you had his back last week. I think that's going to be the best game he might have all season versus the Jaguars. He had that ugly interception, but he threw 4 touchdowns, so we saw some heroics from Carson Wentz at the end. Any thought on this big Commanders-Lions game? Probably the ugliest game on the board this week, to be completely fair, in contention with the Lions and the Browns.
I mean, come on. We got the Lions, we got the Commanders, we got some big personalities there. It's like I love watching a Lions game, and I think that this one is going to be a shootout too, right? The Lions love to give up long touchdowns, and Wentzy loves to throw them. So the Detroit Lions are the Detroit Lions. They are who we thought they were, right? So they're going to be in close games. It's going to go down the stretch. I don't love the side there either, but I will be hammering the over. You can guarantee yourself that. Your boy's on the over in the Commanders Lions game, baby.
Okay, there you have it. So this is don't make any mistakes about it whatsoever. This is a semi Carson Wentz friendly program. Devin, a big supporter of Carson Wentz. Okay, so now it is time for final live read of the day. It is time for today's Handicapper Heat Check presented by VegasInsider.com, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. Today we recognize Tim Michael, who can be found on Twitter at LessChalk. Tim made his VI debut this summer, and he is dominating the diamond right now. He's hit 8 straight MLB winners and is on a 14-2 hot streak. That's pretty good. You can take advantage of Tim's picks by visiting VegasInsider.com/picks. or by clicking on Tim's MLB promo on the Vegas Insider homepage. That's your Handicapper Heat Check. Stay hot, better. So there you have it. Devin, in and out here in about 23 minutes. Pretty rock solid program today. So what do you have coming up here at Vegas Insider?
Well, today is episode 2 of Bet on Devin. And, the NFL didn't treat us too well last week, so we will be back with a vengeance. Why? Because we are resilient. I've also got an electric guest coming on for episode 2, the only man that could follow one Wes Bergman, a good friend of mine, Chris CT Tamburello, will be joining me today. We'll be talking about his new movie. We're going to be having him give us his Mr. Potato Head of the challenge. That is, his favorite attributes that build one challenger. And I've got some other hot questions for him as well. So myself and Tommy Freeze Pops will be on Bet on Devin as well as CT. It's fixing to be an electric show. I've got a new outfit planned out. It involves a hat, so you're not going to want to miss that one. Okay. And as always, it's been a pleasure, Joe.
Thank you, my man. Yeah, our best show yet, I would say. The best of, I think we've done 3 so far. So an absolute grand slam here today. Devin, make sure you run to the sportsbook and get those Ronzi Contreras prop bets in before the big Reds Pirates game starts today. So make sure you check out the podcast there with Devin if you're a fan of him, or the challenge on MTV. That is a can't miss listen. You're also going to want to check out Down to the Wire with Kevin Rogers right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube channel at 6 Eastern. That's it. Good luck with your bets tonight, unless you are fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Woo!